Have you ever seen a leopard raise a stray kitten like his own cub? No? Neither did I until I became that kitten. And trust me, what happened next didn't just change my life, that IT changed the entire forest forever. I was just a scrawny stray, born beneath an old village hut, tossed aside by humans who thought I was too wild. They feared my hiss and called me bad luck. My mother vanished before I opened my eyes. I had no name, no home, and no hope. 4 weeks I wandered between dry bushes, garbage bins, and abandoned tree stumps, surviving on stolen fish bones and rainwater. Birds mocked me. Dogs chased me. Even other cats ignored me like I didn't exist. But one evening, when the sky turned orange and shadows stretched long across the forest path, I met him. The monster. The killer. The one they called Clawstorm, the leopard with the cursed stare. I was too tired to run. I crouched low in a bush, ready to become dinner. But he didn't pounce. Instead, he looked at me like I was something familiar. "What are you doing in my forest, Whisker Child?" he asked. I blinked. Was I hallucinating? Leopards don't talk to cats. Or do they? "You smell like human oil and rotten fish," he said, sniffing. "But your eyes, they burn like mine once did." That was how our story began. Instead of eating me, Clawstorm carried me to a cave on Moonbone Hill. It was quiet, filled with soft moss and warm bones from meals long gone. I curled up in a corner, too scared to sleep, too tired to stay awake. He brought me food, fresh rabbit meat, berries I couldn't name, and once, even a roasted squirrel tail. Not bad, actually. But he never spoke much. Just watched. One night, I asked, "Why didn't you eat me?" He stared at the stars. "Because once, I too was left behind." He told me of his past. The jungle tribes had banished him after a fight with the Tiger King. He lost his mate and cub to hyenas while trying to find peace. He had become a ghost to the forest. "And now," he said, "you are the ghost of the village. A perfect match, no?" Over time, he trained me how to move like a shadow, how to listen with my whiskers, and how to survive without fear. He gave me a name, Ashclaw. But I was still just a small cat. Every time I caught a mouse, the forest still saw me as prey. Until the day the rat war began. The rats came from the south, big, bold, disease-ridden. They overran burrows, stole eggs, bit sleeping cubs, and even dared challenge the monkey clans. "No one will stop them," said Clawstorm. "They fear disease more than death." So I did something insane. I gathered all the stray cats, every last one who had been tossed, scratched, chased, and broken like me. "We may be small," I told them, "but we are many. And we are not alone." Behind me stood Clawstorm. The legend. The exile. Together, we marched. Have you ever seen 63 stray cats form a battle formation? No? Well, you're about to. The rats had taken over the lower forest, and no one dared challenge them. Not the parrots. Not the jackals. Not even the mighty badgers. They said we cats were too small to fight back. But Clawstorm, the leopard who adopted me, had trained me to believe in my claws, and in something even stronger, destiny. We called it Whisker's Code, fight not for territory, but for those who can't fight for themselves. So we moved. In the dead of night, we crept like shadows. I split the cats into teams, the claw strikers, the tail whippers, the bite biters, and the final guard, the 9 lives. Clawstorm leapt tree to tree, watching from above, his eyes scanning the undergrowth. The rats came at dawn. Hundreds of them. They squeaked like demons and hissed like boiling oil. They laughed when they saw us. A few kittens and a forgotten leopard? This will be easy, their leader squealed. I stepped forward. No, it won't. We struck fast. We hit their food lines first. Then their tunnels. Then their leaders. Clawstorm took out 3 rat generals before breakfast. But it wasn't just about strength. We had heart. Every swipe of a paw was for the little birds who lost nests. Every bite was for the porcupine kids bitten in their sleep. Every pounce was for me, the stray who was once unwanted. We pushed them back. Inch by inch. Tree by tree. Tail by tail. Then something happened. The Rat King himself arrived. He hissed at me. "You're nothing but a house reject." I raised my head. Maybe. But now I have a jungle. And a father. Clawstorm stood behind me. The battle was brutal. We were outnumbered. One of the 9 lives fell. But we fought harder. Until the final blow. Clawstorm leapt from the trees with the force of a falling mountain, pinning the Rat King. I leapt too. Straight for the eyes. It was over in seconds. The Rat King, squealed once, and then silence. The swarm scattered. The jungle went quiet. We didn't cheer. We just stood, fermented, breath heaving. We had won. The jungle no longer whispers fear when Clawstorm walks by. They nod. He is no longer the exile. He is the father of the forgotten. And me? I am Ashclaw, warrior of whiskers, voice of the voiceless. I still remember my days under broken huts and trash cans. But now, I teach other strays what Clawstorm taught me. You may be born alone, but you are never truly alone if you find the courage to stand for others. Even the smallest paw print can echo through the jungle if it walks with purpose. If you believe in second chances, family beyond blood, and finding strength in unexpected places, then you're one of us. Lessons from this story. Family is not always who you're born to, but who stands beside you when the world turns away. Being small doesn't mean being weak sometimes. The biggest changes come from the smallest hearts. Subscribe, like, and share. What would you do if the one creature you feared the most became your only family? Would you trust them or run?